Lively form. This is the 17th Farnio show that we've put together, and it's a cracker. There's going to be short speeches and a short speech, and some prizes are going to be given out just now. When we've done that, we'll be opening up the Russell Building for people to have a look around the first years and see what's coming at you all next year. Okay. So can I introduce Steve Dudley, the principal of the college?
Thank you, Martin. Hope you can all hear me. First of all, welcome everybody to the Art Design final year show for 2013. And thank you all for coming. It's great to see so many of you here, and what a wonderful tribute that is to our current students and the past students, and of course our staff as well, that you're all keen to come and see exactly what they've done this year. I hope you're enjoying it so far, and if you've had time to look at all the exhibits, you'll see what a fabulous array of new and different material is on the show, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Can I welcome Graham Daldry, who's just over here. He's the creative director of Specsavers Optical Group, and he's our main sponsor. He works throughout the year with us, which is absolutely wonderful, and we're very grateful that you're here, Graham, so welcome. I'd like to welcome Jeannie Sinclair, who's just to my left over here. She's from Falmouth University, and she's an art historian. She's going to talk to you in a few minutes' time as well. Also like to welcome Marguerite and Tony Talmadge. Marguerite was Peter Root's godmother, and she's here tonight to represent Marion and Jerry, who can't be here. And as you know, the evening is dedicated to the memory of Peter and Mary. I'd like to do some thank yous first of all as we start, and can I just thank Martin over here. I keep moving away from the microphone, sorry about that. Thanks to Martin. I'm always amazed at how he pulls this off every year, and it's exactly the same pace every year. I enjoy watching it at different stages, but once again, Martin, you've done a fantastic job, and thank you for all of that. Thanks to the team. We've around the room we've got Mark, I think, somewhere. Can you wave at me? Mark's there somewhere. Okay, he's hiding. I'm being pointed to him, but there's Anita and there's Alice, and Eric's here as well, ghosting back from his sabbatical. Hi, Eric. We've got, thanks to Neil and Simon, our technicians and the caretakers, and all the other staff who work with our students throughout the year, from skills development and learning support, and the rest of the team. So thank you to all of those staff. I'm sure the students would like to give them a round of applause for all the efforts they've put this year. If I can say a few words about the wonderful work that is on show, and once again what you see is a fantastic array of art and design work. Every single piece is different, every student has worked in a different way, but I'm sure you're going to hear later on through the evening just what an exceptional standard it is. You can see for yourselves, but when some of the experts talk about it, you'll be even more impressed at the standards that our students achieve, so well done to you. I'd like to say a few words then about Peter Root and Mary Thompson. Peter spent 6 or 7 years with us as a part-time lecturer first of all, and then as an associate lecturer based at, first of all, the Coutances, and then at this campus here. And that's an interesting thing in itself, because he's one of those people who was able to carry on with all of his own art and design work and the creative work that he was involved in, but also spend half of his time here with the students. And it's a great example of how our students benefit from that type of lecturer who's working in the industry, but also sharing those creative ideas throughout the year. He did a fantastic job. While he was with us, he did a variety of his own work, and what you'll see around the room here will have influences from the type of work that he was involved with. He was involved with level 2 and level 3 students, and in fact, 1 or 2 students left who were taught by him. I'm sure they'd like to spend a moment thinking about that. When they were tragically killed earlier on in the year in February, Martin actually summarised our thoughts perfectly. And what he said was that the island had lost 2 of its key innovative and creative and newer artists. They were both fascinated by the new and new technologies and were leading the way for how art was going to develop in the 21st century, and we all missed them. There's a charity set up for Peter's work, and I'm sure that that's going to be used to develop the creative arts in Guernsey over the next few years, and we'll keep you posted on that. Later on this evening we're going to be showing a film loop over in the corner of some of the work that they both achieved. What I'd like to switch to really though is to say that if Peter and Mary were here, what I know they'd be saying is what a fantastic set of work there is around the room, and I'm sure they would really enjoy the excellent standard that's been reached once again. So once again, thanks very much to the students for all their work. Margaret is just going to say a couple of words.
Yes, Steve and Martin and the rest of your team, I just really, on behalf of Marion and Jerry, Pete's parents, and also Jen, who is Mary's mum, and her brother Ben, just thank you for dedicating this terrific show to them. I know that they're all very grateful, and I'm sure Pete and Mary would be too if they were here.
Okay, so we'll carry on with the short speeches and to celebrate these students' work. So I'm going to pass back to Martin and we'll hear about the individual successes. Thank you.
Hello, I've had a message from Neil. He's in a field just outside the M25 watching the stone roses. So he just goes, "Wah!" and he says, "Have a great time, everybody." And at the bottom it said, "I am the resurrection." I think that's the Stone Roses song. So he got there by going into Alice's kaleidoscope, and he just goes, "Oh, one last time, get the names wrong, boo, poets." Just some prizes now. We have a drawing prize to try and encourage all sorts of contemporary and modern approaches to drawing. And Alice, not April, Alice is now just going to give those awards out. Okay, so.
Hi. I'm really pleased to be giving this prize out tonight because drawing is one thing that I love a lot, and the two people that have got the highly recommended and the actual drawing prize are two students that I feel are really actually very talented in drawing, so I'm very pleased to be giving this. The highly recommended prize goes to a student that I've known for 2 years, and I've seen him through the level 2, and I've taught him on the first year of his art and design, and he is proving himself to be not just an excellent young man but an excellent artist as well. So highly recommended drawing prize goes to Brad Dyer. The drawing prize goes to, well, I won't say yet, goes to someone I've only known for a term, a second year student. So I've only been in art teaching those second years for a term. I was impressed, very first conversation I had with this student, not only with their aesthetic capabilities and the sketchbook I looked through, but I was blown away with their work ethic and the way they spoke about their work as well. So I am absolutely very pleased to give the drawing prize to Sam Lavashley.
Well done, guys, and there's some good work, there's some very good work in the rest of the submissions as well, including a stone with a line on, okay? And we're going to put on a shelf with just, is this drawing discuss? And I think we'll have that in the corridor for the rest of the year. We're delighted and cock-a-hoop and everything this evening, and I'm particularly delighted to introduce our guest of honour, Jeannie Sinclair, who the field, music in the field's a theme. I first met Jeannie in a field in Sark, at the Sark Folk Festival in 2011. Got on really well, excellent interplay between our interests in art, very much looking, Julie and I had a meeting today, very much looking forward to do some project in the future, which is a bit of watch this space. But Julie works at the St Ives Archive as their research fellow and is undertaking PhD research at Falmouth University. So it's with great delight that I welcome our guest of honour, Julie Sinclair.
It's a real honour and a privilege to be this year's guest of honour, and it really has given me great pleasure to be involved with the students and talking to you all about your work and being a part of this important moment in your lives. And my PhD research is concerned with rethinking the history of the art colony in St Ives. And instead of examining the idea of colony as isolated and separate, my work investigates the idea of a creative community. And how does this creative community shape the ideas of place, and how does place in turn, so am I not tall enough? No, is that, oh yeah, okay, thanks. And how does place in turn shape its communities? The networks that are performed through space and place are often conflicting and can reveal and conceal the lines of enmity and friendship and the relationships that define place. Guernsey, like St Ives in Cornwall, is often seen as a place on the edge, on the periphery. This is not a disadvantage. In a small place, it's easier to work together to find a studio or to make an exhibition when you know who to talk to. I was always impressed by the things that Mary and Pete were able to achieve here that would have been very difficult in a big city. In St Ives, it was a group of local people that came together and campaigned for over 10 years to have a museum in the town to celebrate the work of the St Ives modernists. It was a small group of people whose hard work led to the founding of the archive where I'm the research fellow. It was a small group of people, led by Barbara Hepworth, that stopped the local council from building a car park in a beauty spot because it was important to them to preserve a beautiful place for future communities. So whatever you want to achieve, it's easier to achieve things together. Alexei Shulgin said that art is a will for communication. In the show, we can see work that's communicating place through photography and work that's communicating identities, and work that's communicating the sublime, and work that's communicating ideas about what art is. What I really noticed in speaking to all of you about your work is your confidence in communicating your ideas elegantly. They liked getting people they liked to like each other. Bringing people together was important to them, and any friend of theirs would be your friend too. They were always meeting new and interesting people, and somehow finding the right person to speak to get some studio space or to put on an exhibition. Whether you're staying in Guernsey or leaving for somewhere new, I hope you'll take your will for communication with you. And the best of luck to all of you. I'm really, really excited to have met you, and thank you for having me. Okay, this is the prize for the portfolio development, and this student, I was really, really impressed by their work, and even more impressed that they put in so much work themselves to actually teach themselves to be able to produce the amazing piece of work that you can see in the show. So, Jamie Lee, congratulations.
Thanks very much, Julie. Wonderful words there for us to think about, and we do often think we're closed off in Guernsey, but there are real advantages to. Everybody's from somewhere, everybody's local. Guy in the Bronx is a local guy in the Bronx until he does something. If you're in a Pennine village, believe me, you're more cut off than you're in Guernsey. It's with real great thanks, and it's just fantastic to have Graham Doldry with us here tonight. As you heard Steve say, Graham is creative director at Specsavers, and I think I say in my short thing in the catalogue that with the changes in the States and the transformations that we're undergoing at the college, support from sponsors and other companies is just becoming more and more vital. And it's with real thanks that I'd like to welcome Graham Dolgy to come and talk to you, and we'll, at the end, award the Student of the Year Prize. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd just like to say how absolutely delighted Specsavers is to be able to sponsor the final year show again this year, and how privileged I've been and felt to have been involved in judging the final year show again. The work has been fantastic this year again, and it's an absolute credit to Martin and his team, and I've really enjoyed looking at it. And I'm very much looking forward to awarding the Student of the Year show in a moment. I've just got something I'd just like to talk about first, if I may. I won't be too long. As I say, we've sponsored the final year show again this year, and I've been involved in talking to students over the years when we've done this in previous years. And I did notice one difference this year, which is that I did notice that probably less students are thinking about going on to study art at college and at university. It made me think quite hard about what people actually think of the course and think of studying here, and what people think about what they learn here. Because I think that maybe I got the impression that some people and some students and some parents feel that it's they're maybe not. It's a great thing to do, and they get a lot out of it. But maybe in times of austerity, it's difficult maybe to find employment, difficult to find employment in the arts, and so on. Obviously, as creative director at Specsavers, I see things really differently. I see the benefits of what people learn here at work every day, because I have a lot of ex-students from this department in my department. The first point I'd like to make is this course and this institution makes a hugely valuable contribution to the economy here on the island. And really, we couldn't operate as a business without it. We depend on the skills and the expertise and actually the way that people think here in order to make our business work. So it's a hugely important thing to us. Martin, thank you very much for expressing appreciation for our support for you. But I'd like to reciprocate that and actually thank you for your support for us, because actually without you guys we probably wouldn't have a department here. So that's the first thing I just wanted to say. The second thing, the creative industries are, the creative sector is in the UK the fastest growing sector of the economy, possibly the only growing sector of the economy at the moment. That's the case too on the island. Digital technology, better connectivity, better broadband has meant that there are an awful lot of young new businesses starting up on the island, new creative businesses. We did a survey. I'm part of the Guernsey Arts Commission as well as creative director of Specsavers, and the Guernsey Arts Commission is very keen to promote arts and artistic careers on the island. We did a survey towards the end of 2011. We found over 150 businesses, creative businesses on the island, providing over 1,000 jobs, and I'm sure that's increased recently. As I say, digital technology has improved the opportunities for creative businesses on the island, and I think that we're at a bit of a tipping point at the moment where if we continue to develop creative skills and we continue to learn and to invest in creative skills, we can make the creative sector a really important part of the island's economy. I mentioned that I'm part of the Guernsey Arts Commission. One initiative that we have that we're hoping to see started in September is that we are hoping to start a creative academy, which is a schooling to work programme. And the idea is that we offer, probably next year, a small number of students the opportunity to have an academic year of work experience and placements and at-work training. We've worked out quite a detailed programme for this, and we're hoping that a dozen businesses on the island are going to participate in it. If anybody would like to know more about that, I do have some more details and as yet unpublished prospectus, which I'm quite happy to hand out to people if they're interested. So thank you for listening to that. I'll just come on to the most important part of the evening. Judging the work this year has been tough, and Jean and I had lengthy discussions about who should receive the Student of the Year award. And I'd just like to comment on some of the excellent work. We found Tyler's Dreamscapes compelling, and they were delivered with great skill. John's Triptych was informed by meticulous research and was expertly executed. We thought that April's Kaleidoscope was simply beautiful. Joe's duck wall we thought was both witty and extremely well photographed. Cat's wolf projection we thought was original and demands attention, and there are certainly some interesting ideas contained in it. And in particular, again, Jamie Lee's animation we found was beautifully executed with great technical skill and telling an intriguing and engaging story. And we very much appreciated the hard work that had gone into this piece as well as its intelligence. However, I have to say that although competition was close, there was actually a unanimous decision for the winning piece. We felt that the winning piece showed daring, intense attention to detail, and a great deal of wit. We also found it strikingly original and challenging, and unlike anything else that we'd seen. So I'm delighted to award this year's Student of the Year to Simon Batchley.
Well done, everybody. Prizes and everybody. We love you all, and we've got a great crop coming along next year. They're mad as hatters, but at the moment we think the room's going to be full of double-decker buses this time next year. I just want to say something that we've got an art design team here, but it's a college that supports us, and very much as part of that art design team, there's a whole group of other lecturers that are closely involved with us. I see them part of our wider diaspora. And I'm going to forget people's names, but it's Sarah and Karis and, not Karis, Carrie, and Trish, and Jan, and lots of other people, okay? And just as a little analogy, just as a little sort of exemplar of that, this time 3 years ago, I nominated a student for the College Student of the Year, okay, because it comes with a different set of criteria. We have an award ceremony, I think it's University of Solent award it, and it comes with an award ceremony at the Performing Arts Centre. And this particular student had joined us in year 2 and was, I think I described him in my nice letter that was read out in public as feral when he first arrived. Every 30 seconds almost disciplinary, you're off the course, how can you ever stay here, you're throwing stuff out of windows. We were in Grange House at the time, there was water being flowing out here, a policeman comes in. Louise Mazalki, my line manager at the time, disciplinary meeting after disciplinary meeting. The student moved here, second year was still a bit of a rock and roll ride. Caught fire really, that inner drive, that instead of it us going, how about doing this? It became that when that motor turns on inside is what we're all really excited about. When it becomes owned by the student, not what you want, sir. When the Scottish school kid goes away a bit, that's what we all get really excited about. It happens at different times for different people. I'm still waiting, but it happens at different times for different people. But for this particular student, it was the last November, and it was just on the university deadline. And he went for the university application, but needed the GCSEs that he had just not given anything about for the previous 3 years. And the supports team here all got behind this student, and the student passed his GCSE Maths, which is the last GCSE he needed to get to university, in the last slot he could before he went. And I remember, I think I joined him, I think we ran around the Russell building whooping, did a sort of circuit. And what I did, when we nominated that student, my last line was just, this student's now ready to go. It's a sort of, he's ready to, give him the game away. He's ready to go. And I said, light the blue touch paper and retire. Now, I've just got the news via Facebook yesterday that Reese Taylor, who is the student, doesn't mind me saying his name because he said it's fine. Reese, if you know Reese, you know what we were dealing with when he first arrived. Reese has just got, well, he got a first for his dissertation, and he's severely dyslexic, and that's really part of the team here that supported him and motivated him and made him realise that the word and the written word could be interesting. He got a first for his dissertation, which I was just bowled over about, but we have just discovered that he got a first for his entire degree, and not only that, he got a first for every module in his degree. So it's off the scale brilliant. That's a real testament to not just us guys in art design, but what education can do for people in that. It's truly transformative for that student. So you guys can all go off and, you know, set the world alight. That's what I say. Just follow your dreams. That's. Here's to the students. A big round of applause, please, and thank you. Right.